Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 145, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services, or go to our main website, confreaksgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh my god, if only I could tell you guys. I didn't stream or game at all this week. I think I played a game of solitaire or two to like calm myself down. My eldest, I have 3 daughters. No, they are not my biological crotch goblins, but I am their other parent. Essentially, my eldest has decided that she wants our lives to be a living hell. So, 3 runaways, cops, all of that. Fun. But yesterday I picked up my necklace that I forgot about. When my dad passed away, they asked if I wanted it as part of the package. I had a panic attack and walked out of the room, so I didn't know. But it's my dad's thumbprint and our saying on the back, "Forever my piano man." So I got that yesterday.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, which it also says that on his urn. It's been a rough week. I don't think I've cried as much in my entire life. I also had the other half of my back procedure. Apparently, I vomited on the table and it got in my eye.
Oh, that was this week?
That was this week.
Yeah.
I thought this was something that happened in the past. Holy crap.
No. So they burn half the nerves on one side. You pick which side you start with. And then 2 weeks later, they do the other side, right? Great,
Yeah.
No problem. They put this stuff in my IV and they're like, "Have a great nap." And I'm like, "You too, but I know you're not napping." And I'm out. Well, I woke up and I was coughing and my eye was watering real bad. So they gave me a rag. They're like, "Yeah, you threw up on the table." And the way you sit on the table is you're here, but then they put a pillow down. So then you're like this with your face down. So when I threw up, it went all over my face. They didn't clean it up. And because I've been out, with an anesthesiologist, they won't let me get up and go to the bathroom to rinse my eye. So 20 minutes of a car ride home of me screaming like a maniac because I had vomit in my eye. So hope I don't get infection, guys. Yay. Yeah, it's still coming out my nose too. So that was fun. So that was
you're so descriptive about that.
You're welcome.
Quite descriptive.
You're welcome. So that was my week. How about you guys?
Jesus. Wow. Well, you know what, Lex?
Huh?
I don't think, who I know for a fact has had a better week than that?
Actually, I don't think he has, but his name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Yeah, no, as Lex is alluding, my back has been jacked up for about a month now, and it is both my upper part into my shoulders that goes into my arms and in my lower back as well. So I thought that it would just get better. They've had me on muscle relaxers and ibuprofen, and it just every day it's the same. Fun story. I also had a puking story from this.
What the hell's going on?
I went with NT, our families got together, and we went down to Lake Havasu, and some boozing was happening, but I was also still on antibiotics and the muscle relaxers and this and that, and clearly I should not have. I don't know why I had the idea. I was like, well, I don't want to. I was like, I didn't want to miss a day, so I took it after I took my antibiotics after I had drank, and then I go to sleep. I wake up dead ass out of the sleep, man. And I'm just like, oh gosh, and I'm like, I think I'm good. Let me just roll back over, and all of a sudden it was like, and I was just like.
Oh my goodness.
And what did I have to eat? The only thing I ate that night was flaming hot Cheetos. So it was an awesome cleanup.
I hope that did not come up your nose.
I don't even know. It was you also got to remember too, I've got a beard. So when things come out, like I'm sorry for being, it was bad. Let's move on. But yes, other than those shenanigans, it was great being able to get out on the lake and just hang out. My niece is leaving this weekend, heading back to Wichita. So what's that?
said thanks for the invite.
Oh,
burn. Some shades happening.
I just figured that she didn't like us, so you know, I was like, all right, cool.
No, you bailed on me to see the baby. I'm heartbroken.
No, I did not bail. My niece ended up coming over. That was and I figured I know that you had a lot going on too.
Was the baby there, or the baby went with you, or did?
Yeah, she went with us, dude.
Oh,
no, she went with us. Yeah.
Yeah, they put her on a raft and just said, "Have fun,
have a good time on the lake, baby."
You can't swim. Too bad.
They put her on the raft, give her a $20 bill, and just walked away.
Good luck. Good
Bye,
luck.
baby.
But all in all, though, it's been a fantastic week. We got, if you guys aren't following or anything like that, you guys know that I love Destiny. We got Season 18 dropped on Tuesday. We got Lightfall trailer and all the goodness that's going to be coming with the big DLC, including the date, which is going to be next February 2023 when Lightfall comes, and I'm super pumped about it. New freaking power within Strand, a darkness power, new planet, new people. Like, there are some big drops in terms of that. And I've got a little bit of Destiny in today or this week, but other than that, I've been keeping it kind of chill. I've really just been nursing the back for the most part and just trying to get that stuff better. And I mean, it's nice, dude. Like, again, with this chair, like, it's huge being able to have this chair because it's actually comfortable to sit in, but I'm trying to even limit how much I'm sitting because I think that could also be the problem is how much I sit throughout the day, sitting in front of a computer, doing stuff. So, it was a so-so week. It was a so-so week. What about you, man? Yeah, you were busy too.
Yeah, I was busy, and I also have a puke story. No, I don't. But I just want to. But yeah. But yeah, man. Like, so I had some ups and downs. I will say, like the one it started kind of like all right. I didn't stream that much. I think I only streamed once this week. Was in Final Fantasy, but I've been really busy on the back end because. Bad news, I got in a hit and run, so my car is now in the shop. I'm actually carless right now because I had to send it to the repair people.
You send me that man's information or woman's information.
It's a hit and
I will
run.
take care of it.
It's a hit and run. I don't know who it is.
Wait, you don't have a dash cam in your car?
Not when it's parked. When the car was parked, I wasn't in the car.
You're saying a Tesla?
That's even worse.
No,
Wait, you have a Tesla?
I don't have a Tesla.
If he did, then he probably would have had footage of the person doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So like, here's what's worse. The time I know it was during when I had to go to the hospital when I had diverticulitis because when I parked my car, I parked it away, and then someone had to have hit my car when it was in the parking lot. There.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I didn't drive my car that far that much. So yeah, so I had to go. And because of it, it hit it at the right angle. So because my car has sonar sensors, and the sensor got popped out, and then the fog light crashed out too. So because of that, like all my electronics was going crazy because of the sensors and stuff. So it was beeping and like crazy. So I was like, I had to get rid of all of this. I have to get this fixed. So got it fixed. Getting it fixed, which actually pisses me off again because they gave me a quote. They were saying, okay, it's going to be this much for them to fix it. So I was like, okay, I guess I got to get my insurance involved on this. So got my insurance involved. Come to find out, it was a hell of a lot cheaper than what they initially quoted me. Like it was only going to be $1,500. Yeah, so it was only going to be $1,500 or something. So then I had to pay my copay for using my insurance is $1,000. So I had to pay $1,000 and my insurance pays $500. So I'm like, okay, so is this going to increase my rate now because I went through insurance because of this? It's like yeah, pissed off on all that. Regardless, but the good news is that I bought a house. So I am so got a brand
Is it the one that you showed us?
No. This wasn't it. Unfortunately, that was another story I need to tell y'all later. But
please
it's a brand new build. So they're built. Yeah, they're building the house. It's going to be ready in November. So we're going to start moving in November.
Congrats!
Yeah,
I'm about to start house shopping too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just glad it's over, but there's so much paperwork. Just so much. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god! It's get yourself God, what are they called? I don't know if it's called an underwriter, but they work with a realtor. And
Mhm.
so ask your realtor, they can help you fill out the paperwork to make sure like all the T's and like are dotted and everything.
Mhm.
They just took my signature and went ahead and signed everything for me after I had read all the documents, and I was good to go. And it was so helpful. I think I paid an extra like $300 for that guy to do that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, well I'm definitely getting I'm definitely gonna do. Well, I think I already did all the fill out the paperwork, so it's too late for that. But I am gonna get I am getting my own appraiser. So once it's all done, have them make sure everything is straight before I move in, and then after that, we're gonna have a new spot. So I feel that's what's gonna happen next year when Extra Life 2023 happens. So that'll be a very nice
do it at your crib, at the new crib.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
New crib.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, so that's gonna be a fun one. But
We
I
can
know,
do- we
but
Hey, wait! If Extra Life is then, we can fly out to your crib, maybe, eh?
that's what I'm saying.
That's what
I
he
mean,
said,
like
yeah.
that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, that's I would definitely set it up so we could have we could have a good setup of just doing Extra Life at that spot. I mean, it was cool to do it at what we did last year, but there were some issues with the internet connections and stuff, and all the loud noises and things. But I think it would be really cool to have it, like private again.
Or shoot,
stuff. So
if I'm in my house next year, we'll do my house, and then you fly out. That'll be nice because I'm gonna get myself a big crib.
That'd be a lot of equipment, though.
There's a lot of equipment.
Out.
Don't worry, I got plenty of money to buy it all. So
oh, look at that, Mr. Moneybags.
Coming down with all that stuff. The official sponsor of the CFG Game Cast.
All right. Jesus.
Sorry, I meant CFG Games. Yeah, the umbrella of other things obviously is included.
A subsidiary. That's what's going on. All right. But I know we all want to talk about podcasts and more throw-up stories.
We're falling apart, by the way.
Yeah. Let's go to the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussions in the world of gaming through that happened in the previous week. The topic could be something that happened in the previous week or something that happened in the gaming news itself, and we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on CFG Games, on twitch.tv/CFG Games, to be a part of the conversation. So just type it inside the chat. We'd love to talk to everyone here, and we would make it one nice, happy conversation. Well, mostly a happy conversation. So
if Dog's not here.
Yes.
Got him.
So yeah, well, Dog is here. So we're gonna see what his blast is going to be, but how it normally is. You know what's actually kind of cool though? Doc's opinions on RPGs is almost the same as mine though. So I will admit to that. So, but we'll go with that. So I forgot what I was going to go with that. But anyway.
So basically, you're saying you love him.
We forgive you.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's talk Gamescom. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just vomiting in my eyes. Oh my god.
Rinse it out immediately, Dog. Rinse it out immediately. You don't want pink eye, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay. Or do you? We don't know what you like.
Oh, he's ready to start.
But let's talk Gamescom. So this week, Gamescom 2022 is officially back. It's had a 3-year hiatus. They haven't done it since 2019.
Really?
So it's, because of the pandemic. So so like what happened, so now we got so people were anxious and wanting to come back. I was kind of a little I was looking at some of the photos and stuff. Man, there was no masks anywhere at this thing, and this place was crowded. Like, it was huge. You know, like how we went to PAX East?
Yeah.
I mean, PAX East wasn't really crowded per se, but it wasn't really, but like, how really on top of there were about people wearing masks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this year was just like, we don't care. Like, we just didn't care. Like, there's no such thing as a pandemic. It's just a way of thinking or whatever. But anyways, so Gamescom happened. The first night of Gamescom, Jeff Keighley from with the Video Game Awards was announcing some new games and stuff. And for the most part, Gamescom didn't really had a huge wow moment to me per se, but they did have some like extra announcements that I think that was actually kind of cool that they brought on. Like for instance, Gotham Knights. By the way, are you picking up Gotham Knights, Smitty?
I probably will. Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah, so they did an extended trailer of how the leveling up system and stuff is going to work, and like how what they're wanting you to overall overcome in this game. And plus they are pushing the release date forward, which is actually surprising that they would do, but it's going to be up, I think, by 3 days for it. So they announced that at this event. They showed some interesting trailers, like Dune, the new Dune video game that's coming that's coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some more of the Callisto Protocol, which I'm going to have to definitely get, which is going to be great. Sonic Frontiers and stuff. But get this though too. So like Hogwarts Legacy, the one that you were wanting to get, Lex. This one. Smitty, were you wanting to get? I didn't know you were interested in it.
Oh yeah, he wants to be a wizard. We had a whole personal conversation about it.
I thought I could have sworn we had an episode talking about how much we wanted to play, and didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I just knew that Lex really wanted it. I didn't know that you cared. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course, who doesn't want to be a wizard?
I think Smitty wants it a little more than I do, if we're being honest.
I'm more of a Harry Potter fan.
I'm not that I wouldn't say like I did not like. I know a lot of people like grew up with Harry Potter and stuff like that. I feel like that was a little after my time. I still enjoyed them, but I mean, even I don't like. The first time I watched the series, like I fell asleep on the last one. I can't remember what the circumstances were, and I never even went back to watch it until the second run that we watched with our daughter, and I fell asleep through majority of those.
Oh no! Was it the last two?
You're a horrible Harry Potter fan.
I am. I like.
waiting for the books.
I'm more about. I like wizards and things of that nature. So like that's more of what I enjoy about that. Like all the other stuff and the people, I'm just like, sure, cool, great. Oh my wizards, God. Great, awesome.
Smitty, you're really disappointing me there. But
am I though?
Well, not really disappointing me though. I thought Lex was more of a fan because I remember like we had the whole conversation of like why should we with the J.K. Rowling kind of stuff, and we were like, you know what, if you want to play it, don't feel bad.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think she's a piece of crap. As a kid, I was in line. My dad would take me at midnight to stand in line to get the new books. Every summer, that was our thing. And that's, a memory that I cherish and hold dear. And so now that my dad has passed, this would have been a game that he would come over and play with me. You know what I mean?
Right. You do not have to justify yourself on any of this. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that. I don't think we're judging anyone on wanting to get it.
Money in whatever.
No, I think it's the fact that we know that people will and are.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right.
Shit for it, for sure.
Yeah.
But I won't play it online.
Yeah, well, I kind of digressed on it, but like, so they showed the pricing because you knew this was going to be a big game for them, WB Games. So there's obviously going to be a collector's edition that they're going to be releasing for it. Get this, so the regular game is going to be $50, and then you have the the digital deluxe, which is like 70 or whatever. But then their collector's edition is $200, which is and what it is what like. It's not unheard of to see a game's collector's edition hitting 200 nowadays.
Right.
But this version of the game, but what all this is on the collector's edition, it's a book that lights up. That's all it is. And then you just plug it into, you plug it in. If I can find a picture of it, it is so like bad. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is someone gonna buy like just a book, like the look of a book that just lights up and just bedazzles a little bit, and that's it? I mean, I would love to see the idiot to do that one. I'm sorry.
There's a reason that they're selling it, because there's a market for it, and people are going to pay it, and they're gonna love it, and this
book does not. It just let me see if I can find
I have a hard time just even getting collector's editions for things in general, because what you get, I don't feel is worth the amount you're paying for. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Lex.
Here's the thing. If they were going to give us like the monster book, the one that like tries to eat you if you don't open it correctly, if they gave us that and it physically moved, right, and made noise like my Tribble does, my Star Trek Tribble, and like tried to like scoot forward by like vibration, cool. I understand that. But $200?
Mhm.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, it just I don't even know what to say. Like, I understand, like I said, like you said, Smitty, there is definitely a market for collector's editions. That's what it clearly is for. And usually it's something that's like, oh wow, like I mean, for instance, Horizon had 2 different collector's editions that were over $200. God of War, same
Stop
thing. Same thing, has 2 different collector's editions.
Destiny's for Lightfall, that one's like $250. And you get a little statue, the Pulchra or whatever it's called.
You get a little statue.
And $10 says Zuzu gets it. No, I'm just playing.
No. Here's the thing. Make the collector's edition $400, and it makes me a wizard for life, and I can cast spells. Sure.
Yeah, but at least it's a statue. This is a freaking book, man. Is
it like an actual book, or like is it like a fake book?
It's a fake book. I put the link inside Discord.
Shut up.
If you want to share
I'm
it,
gonna pull it up. Yeah,
you should check it out because it's just that's all it is. It comes with a wand, like a plastic wand that probably that lights up too, and that's it. Like
this is it.
This book doesn't even look like it moves though. Like it doesn't close. It's just open.
I don't know if it opens and stuff. Floating wand, life size. So I guess it floats. I guess when it's on the book, it floats, but it lights up. This isn't. Yeah, this is a bad collector's. Yeah, it's a bad collector's edition. Is what I'm saying.
It's a steel case, the floating wand book, or the floating wand with book base, and the collector's edition box. Also includes the Kelpie robe, 72 hours early access, Dark Arts Garrison hat. What is that? Like a digital thing?
A digital
thing.
I
see it.
Yeah,
and that's $250.
It's 200.
200, bruh.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Wait a second. No. If you scroll down, it says Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition will cost $499.95 AUD and includes all of the content from the deluxe edition.
That's not American.
Okay, well, that's still a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
yes.
It's a lot of money.
So what? That $500 translates to $200 in our currency?
AUD is Australian dollars.
Australian, yeah. Yeah, theirs is different. I don't know exactly what the
currency is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find the. Let me do some math.
It's So it's ridiculous. I mean, anyways, I kind of far fetched out of that, but I was just like, that is a dumb collector's edition, and I'm calling it out. That's a dumb collector's edition.
I mean, it's got a floating wand though.
It's still
like a floating wand sounds cooler than a statue.
It's like it's ridiculous.
$344 is what that translates to.
Well, yeah.
Well, their prices I think are more expensive as well, right?
Yeah. Inflation is also high too. So it's not just the direct translation that's going to be 200 over there. It's going to be even more to stand.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that here in my topic in a little bit.
Opie is pissed.
But anyways, so we got like but I mean, there wasn't really any like huge announcements. I guess the biggest announcements that came out on this was the Dead Island 2 is coming back, is finally has a release date. It's been in this weird limbo state for probably almost, would you say 10 years? I would say almost 10 years, man.
This game?
It's like Dead Island 2.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's been in this weird, like, crazy deal, like for a long time, and stuff. But then there are also a lot of indie games that were coming out that I think that people that may be sleeping over it. Moving Out 2 was a really fun little game. New Tales of the Borderland, which is the sequel to Tales of the Borderland from Telltale, which I'm actually really looking forward to. Comes out actually in 2 months, which is going to be cool.
As well. Telltale was done. I thought.
Well, no, they got bought. Someone bought the name and some of the IPs that from the original one, because Wolf Among Us is coming back again.
Oh,
yeah. So stuff like that's coming. Here's one too. I think I gave you a video thing of it. But Lies of P. This is going to be I think this is going to be a sleeper like success. In my opinion. So this one is it's like you're playing Pinocchio. You're a wooden doll, but then it plays like Bloodborne. So so this is going to be a fun game when this comes out. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be also Xbox Game Pass launch, so there's no reason for you to not try it out. So you should definitely check it out. Yeah, exactly.
Free $9.99 from me.
Yeah, I know, right? So there you go. So yeah, there was a lot of really good like announcements of this, but there wasn't like the one that's be like, here's the next AAA one. Some of the weird ones, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They're making a game of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I'm so excited for it. You don't even know. Oh, I saw that. I want to play it now.
Yes, it's such a fun. I was like, okay, Lex is definitely going to wanting to try this one. This is like a classic, like horror trope game, in my opinion. So this was going to be very interesting to see you try that out. Oh, and also, but they had some really weird ones, like Hideo Kojima came on and says, "Hey, I'm going to be making I'm going to be making a podcast," and then that was it.
Yeah, he did. He just said, "Listen to my podcast, son."
This is like, yo, we're making a podcast soon. Check it out. So just like the 2 months ago, we had an announcement saying, "Hey, I'm making a game on the Xbox. Check it out."
Yeah,
it just disappears and bounces out again. So yeah, stuff like that.
Kojima, man.
Yeah, I know, right? The Mini Cooper doing a partnership with Nintendo to make a Mini Cooper electric car that has like Pikachu and stuff on it from Pokemon and stuff. So yeah, it looked pretty cool though. But like, I mean, it's like, okay. It's like, sure, do whatever you want, my dudes. Yeah, so yeah, but like overall, the Gamescom was pretty fun. There was a lot of cool small stuff that happened. I just wish it was just more stuff. But what kind of sucks is that Gamescom now is 2 weeks before Tokyo Game Show. And right. I think Tokyo Game Show is going to be a big one too, and we'll see. And but hopefully we'll see some more coming on. So, but we'll definitely see if this is going to be better or worse. But it was all right. I mean, did you watch anything from Gamescom this year, Smitty?
Yeah, I don't know if I've just been desensitized or what, but it did not bring nearly as much hype as I thought it was going to for me. And I don't know if it's because, number one, there's a ton of big games that have been delayed to next year. And I feel like emotionally, I don't want to set myself up again where like, 2022 is going to be a spicy year for games. And it's like, no, it's not. As a matter of fact, we got like maybe one AAA game coming out in you know what I mean? I mean, there's more than that, but like there's just, it's just been kind of yeah, exactly. So like, there just wasn't really anything that I saw per se that I said, oh snap, I am drooling to get my hands on this. It was, again, I'm not talking trash and saying it was bad or anything like that by any means. And any kind of news, especially, it was just kind of like, it was an event. It was an event and there were some games shown and, there's just not a lot of games right now that I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude, I have to play this game. All the stuff that I really feel that way about, I'm either waiting on or allegedly will get God of War. I'm still skeptical of that actually coming out this year.
Too. I agree.
I haven't seen any gameplay, dude, like at all. And it's like, that's supposed to be coming out here. It's almost September, y'all.
2 more months. It's supposed to come out in November, right? Yeah. So like,
that makes me nervous, dude.
I don't think that you're far off on that. I don't think it's a matter of you being desensitized because there really isn't anything that's really coming out that's good that is piquing anyone's interest. I mean, big interest. I say per se, I would say because it's nothing that's really like be like, oh wow, this is gonna be a really awesome game, and let alone the announcements that came out of the show at best was at a medium level. There wasn't anything that was going to like carry it off because like Nintendo was doing their own thing. I think they just did their Nintendo announcements yesterday. They did show some stuff about Forspoken, which actually makes me feel a little better about how that game's going to play. If you haven't checked it out, check out the Forspoken gameplay trailer that just came out yesterday. But like other than that, you're right. There really wasn't anything that captivated you to be like, wow, this is the reason why I went to the show to see what's out there, to get my hands on it and stuff like that. Because even Capcom, like, I mean, Capcom, even though they're doing a lot of things right recently, still didn't didn't show out anything else about like Street Fighter 6. They're probably holding that stuff till TGS. Namco Bandai didn't really bring their A game to this as well, because once again, probably going to wait till TGS and stuff like that. So this is just like a weird, I would consider this to be more like the appetizer before it goes into the main course, which is in 2 weeks, where it possibly might be a little bit better for some more bigger announcements for gaming itself. You know?
Did you get a chance to watch it at all, Lex?
You know what? I didn't. I was dealing with some family issues, but I heard about the Killer Clowns and I was super stoked. In my Discord, I have a lot of friends who are also huge into horror, and so they announced it in there, and I was on the road when I saw it, and the second I got to a stoplight, no, that's not true. We parked because we're dealing with stuff. I was parked. There were children in the car, and I looked it up, and I was so stoked. But that was really the only thing I got to see. I had heard about it. Is it Lies of P or Life of P? About the Pinocchio game.
Lies of P, sorry.
Yeah, I had heard about it, and I was starting to look into it, and then we had to, continue on with our day. But unfortunately I didn't get to see it. But I'm so stoked about Killer Clowns in Outer Space. That was one of my favorite movies to watch with my dad when I was little. It was either Godzilla or that. I mean, I was not even a year old when I first saw that movie with my dad, because it came out the year I was born. But it was like our special thing. If we had a bad week and mom wasn't home, she'd put that on and we'd watch that. So yeah, and there was multiple nights where I used to get bad bloody noses, but he would give me a hot toddy and we'd put that on and I'd fall asleep in his lap and he'd carry me to bed. So that movie holds a lot of sentimentality.
How old were you when that happened? Was the hot toddy's alcoholic?
Yeah, but it's a different time.
Yes, it was
the 80s, baby.
It was.
Oh my god!
I was probably like 4 or 5 when that started. Like, it was bad to the point I ended up having to have like something done internally to my nose to make it stop. But yeah, no, he would make me a little hot toddy. It just had a little bit of brandy in it, and a lot of honey. And then we would drink that, and I'd fall asleep before the movie was over, and he'd carry me back up to bed. But yeah, that movie holds so much sentimentality to me that I'm so stoked for the game. And it looks like it's a 3v7, which I'm interested how that will work. Because I thought it would be more like Dead by Daylight, like 4v1, but it says 3v7. So I'm intrigued. But yes, that as much as that's the only thing I really looked into, and the Lies of P. So I'm stoked though.
Yeah, it's a fun one though.
Yeah, and as we're going through some of these too, like there's definitely some games is like I will, and like I said, Gotham Knights has been one that I just like games like that personally, so that'll probably be one that I pick up. But nothing that there just wasn't anything that really had me like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people are like excited for the Callisto Protocol. Like, that is not like, I will not play that game most likely, even though it looks great. Just not really. I don't like having that kind of stress when I'm playing a game.
I feel you on that. No, a lot of these look great, but I concur. Like, if a game stresses me out from the get-go, right now in the time of my life where I'm in my 30s, I don't know what to handle that. You know?
Exactly. Yep.
That is so funny. But we'll definitely see. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like I said, I think the only 3 to me right now that's going to be big is going to be Life of P for me. Definitely Life of P is up for me.
Tales, that new Tales. I will probably mess with that as well.
Is the one that's
new
on
Tales
the screen
of Borderlands?
Right now,
yes.
With the little red head?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Is that Tales of Borderlands, or what is that one?
That was a Telltale game. Which one?
Oh, with the little red head. Maybe. I'm not sure. It moved too quickly for me to catch it, but that one looks good. It kind of reminds me of oh gosh, now I can't think of the game.
Mortal Kombat?
No, not Little Nightmares. It was like Inside and Limbo. It kind of reminds me of that, but a little more like fairy tale esque ish, because she's like walking up the wall like at a curvature. You know what I mean? That looks interesting to me too. But I unfortunately I missed it, and I wish I had.
There, I just reran it back. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That one looks great.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I'm not sure what that is.
What about Dead Island? Like, I mean, another thing, because like, I've never really played.
I've never played Dead Island. Nope.
But that one looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
I don't know. I'm kind of burnt on zombies, I think, too. We've gotten smashed with so much zombie stuff. You know, it's just like I'm kind of over zombies.
We'll see. Well, Gamescom, like I said, so overall Gamescom, it was okay. You know, so we'll see. All right, Smitty.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to the table?
Let's talk about things getting more expensive, because inflation and other things, obviously. But yeah, so on their blog post, Sony has announced that this is not going to affect us in the States, which, number one, I think is absolutely bonkers. If anything, I would think it would be Japan that would have the least effectiveness, but they're getting price hikes as well. So getting into it, basically they announced increases in select markets due to the global economic environment, including high inflation rates. So essentially what it's going to look like for each country, Europe, in Europe, I don't even know what that encompasses per se. It excludes UK, but in Europe for the drive, it's going to be 549 euros or 449 euros for the digital edition. I thought these had the conversions. I thought these had the conversions on them. It does not.
A 50 pound. Well, it's going to be different. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I had pulled up, I didn't realize that this doesn't, I had pulled up an article before that had basically what the things were converting. But I mean, you're seeing upwards of, like, there's one of them, I think is it Australia maybe? That it's like a 21% increase in price. Yeah, I know, which is huge.
So, quick question. You said it's going to be the EU, but not England per se? Is that what you said?
England actually has a separate price. So in the UK for the disc drive, it's 479 euros, whereas
it's 479 pounds.
Yep, it is a different symbol.
Yeah,
I see it now.
Currency, yeah.
That's how American I am. I'm a dumb American. Please accept my apologies. It's crazy though to see that these. I mean, that is huge, and the fact that, I mean, even like I was saying before, like, it's weird to me that in Japan it's going up, but in the States it's not going to be going up, and I don't understand. Obviously, and well, the other thing too is this is given the opportunity then to Microsoft and Switch to be able to say, well, we're keeping our stuff what it is price wise. It is not going to have any kind of effect on our prices, so you should come over. So this is kind of also a boon to them. The other thing that I've noticed is that I don't know if you guys had heard or not, but Oculus, they raised their prices by $100 as well. So
I heard that. Yeah,
so it's no longer $299; it is $399 now for the Oculus, which is apps. I mean, that goes from, hey, you know, it's a holiday or something like that, or some extra spending money, let's pick up an Oculus, to like, hey, this is a serious, you know, like, this is a more serious purchase now. $400. We gotta look to see. So I can't, you know, I can't see how that doesn't hurt their prices or their sales in the long run. Not only that, but there's already a scarcity, at least on the PlayStation side, of the actual consoles. So it's hard to say, like, with this move, I mean, it's definitely going to have a negative impact on them in those other countries. But it's very peculiar to me that they made these changes, but somehow they're not going to change it from the States, either. So it's just like it seems weird. It just seems like a weird move to me.
Well,
I mean, like, I'm sorry. Go for it.
Here's my question, though. I mean, we already know that Sony is in a huge lawsuit right now about giving out systems that they knew had an issue already, and now they're going to raise the prices. Have they
Not that
fixed that? Have they even fixed this issue? Like, that's my question. So you're going to raise prices for a console that has an issue that you know about, that you're being sued over, but are these consoles fixed? Or are
No,
they going to
probably
have
not.
the issue too? Exactly. That's what I'm
Well, we
saying.
don't
Like,
even know because like the whole thing is like the whole with this lawsuit thing. Like even still right now, I think this lawsuit thing is the least of their concerns because like I didn't even think it was a big overall. They're not treating it like it was a big issue in itself, and they obviously haven't fixed whatever the issue is. And secondly, I don't even know if it's if that was a bad batch or if it's if like what is it exactly that's causing what is causing it, because like I mean most of my friends that has not had the same issues that's going on with it, but so it's hard to say, but like I would say overall like it is weird that they're saying yeah, economically they have to increase the price of the system because of the costs are going up to make it, but America itself is excluded from this increase is very weird though. Like you would think that they would say all across the board, but I mean, like there has to be something that's in the background that we don't see on like in the consumer side to justify their reasoning of doing it. Because hey, Sony's not stupid; it's not a stupid company, so there has to be a method to their madness to decide. We're not going to be affected by it unless they were doing a markup on it initially. Who knows what it is for it? Because like right now, even the U.S. isn't the number one market for gaming. It's Europe. Europe is
Right.
the big one for gaming, and I don't understand. For them to say we're going to mark it up 50 euros in all the other in the countries in that area. I mean, maybe they're saying that they think that they're going to get that money from them, but who knows, man? I don't know. That's crazy though.
It is. So I got that. So in Europe, it's increased by 50 euro. The UK 30 pounds, Japan 5,000 yen, China 400 yuan, Australia 50 Australian dollars, Mexico is 1,000 Mexican pesos, and Canada is 20 Canadian dollars. And and you got to think too, Canada's even Canada got hit, yes. And Canada's already pricier than what we pay. They're paying for the disc version $650 Canadian for the disc version. So then that's what it would increase to, $650 Canadian dollars. So right now they're already paying $629, $630 for a PlayStation 5 disc version. Like, ooh, that little extra bit, and like it may not seem like a lot, but like that kind of increase like that is, I mean, that's pretty big. That's pretty significant of an increase. And again, it starts taking things from your everyday consumer can get this to this is a luxury, even more of a luxury item that right now, with the inflation rates and everything like that, it's going to have to wait. And again, that's if you're lucky enough to be able to get your hands on one. I know that there's been a bit of an ease and they've been able to get the chips out and been able to pump out some more and people have been able to find them, but it's still difficult. And I'm only speaking on the States. I don't even know what it's like in other countries and the difficulty that they are having getting those consoles. So this is definitely going to hurt.
You had mentioned the Oculus as well, and Adam recently was like, we need to get a second Oculus so that you can also join in, because he and I share it for the most part. The Oculus price going up, this isn't even like a next gen, correct? It's the same Oculus that they have.
There's not even a step up, or it's not even like an iteration, the Quest 2 Plus. No, it is the exact same one.
Oh my God.
Increased price by $100. Yep.
Stop it.
Stop it. It is insane, It's just so crazy what people are having to do, just to try to get their money back on it, especially sending it back to the consumers. But Man, I didn't think it was that bad going on for the like inflation to go that bad. I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard of them jacking the price up instead of
Right.
reducing the price down on the system. And it's not like the system is brand new. This
Right.
Is this the second or
this
third
is year two?
for the
This is year two, right?
Yeah, it's so crazy. And like,
yeah,
I mean, like it's Microsoft and you know what? This might be an edge for Microsoft to be at this on the
That's
Xbox
exactly
when it comes to
what
that.
I was thinking.
because both Xbox, Microsoft, and Nintendo responded to their and they said that they will not be increasing their prices on their consoles. So this is even more of a boon, I think, for those companies personally, and more of an incentive for just widening. They widen the gap even further between the two consoles on the price. It's an easier choice to go ahead and pay that $299 for an Xbox Series S, and boom, you're there.
Well, and think about it this way too: if you're spending that much money, you might as well build your own PC. A lot of these games aren't Sony exclusive anymore, right? So pay for the Xbox Game Pass, play it on your PC, bada bing, bada boom, and you've got a better outlet of playing your games. Like I oh my god, it just is silly. It's silly.
I just don't. But I don't. I mean, I still think the library of PlayStation is still worth it.
It absolutely is. I'm having way more fun with their tiered system and the games that I have. I literally started Saints Row 2 the other day. Just because I never played through. I think I played some of the first one, and I played some of like the third or fourth one, but I never played like all the way through them. So I was like, yeah, dude, go ahead and start streaming that, and there I'm in bed just playing it. It's great.
Here's the deal though about it, and this is what I've always been kind of saying about Xbox Game Pass. It is great that Game Pass gives you that selection of games that they give you. But the problem with Xbox Game Pass is that it's not Microsoft. Most of it isn't Microsoft. They have to depend on third-party support from outside games to go do that, and then to increase that library. So the fluff of that system is not even games that they created at all. So you can only go so far for that. But then when you look at PlayStation and then they're giving you access to a library that's happened since all the way back to PlayStation 2, if you wanted it to, all the way back to that far, certain PlayStation 3, PS4 games and stuff that they made themselves on top of some third-party support and stuff like that. You can't compete. I mean, you can't compete with the on quality when it comes to that. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Xbox Game Pass is incredibly popular. Sony has a huge uphill battle to go since they just announced this. It's only been the second month of their tier system.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. They still have a ways to go, and the only way they can really go is to improve what they're currently at right now. But I could easily see them compete very well for it, unless they do what they did with Stray, like they closed it off for Game Pass and just said, hey, this is going to be exclusive for Sony. That's what they're going to end up doing until Microsoft eventually gets that first party strength, that PlayStation has. And I don't see that. I don't see that happening in a bit. So, but we'll definitely see. And then now, I mean, Jesus, now you're jacking up the price. I mean, you know what? Maybe Sony just says, you know what? We have we got the balls to do that. We can mess around with this because we know we're number one. I don't know. Maybe they have that big D energy that they feeling like they can do right now, that they can get away with it because.
Well, I think, with the amount and the demand that's out there, people aren't going to stop buying them. You know what I mean? They're going to, if they can get their hands on it, people are going to buy them. But I don't think it'll be, I just feel like it causes an even bigger separation between the two consoles, and I think it's an easier choice to go in the Xbox family as opposed to, and again, that's all determined on who's the person that is doing the purchasing in a household. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a parent, I know if I wasn't a gamer and stuff like that, I would be looking at Xbox out the gate. Like, that seems like the better bang for the buck. You know what I'm saying?
You're totally right. No, totally right. And I think that's what they're depending on right now. And then let alone the accessibility to just to just get it is there.
Well,
You know,
and what's interesting that you said that, my best friend, we were talking about it. She was saying for Christmas she wanted to get the girls another system. They all have Nintendos. All of their little Joy-Cons are broken at the moment. So we're going to be replacing those. But she asked me, what system should I get them? Should I get them the PlayStation 5? And I said, well, we have an extra PlayStation 4 at the house. It's got a huge library already, and they wouldn't necessarily need to go online to play games unless it was for Fortnite. But I explained to her, even though you buy the system, you then have to pay to play online. You have to do X, Y, and Z. And she goes, how do I do that as a single mother of 3? That's a ridiculous amount. I said, I
Right.
know.
I would just go. I would just stick with the Nintendo Switch. I mean, like the Switch is a great system.
Yeah, I agree. But I told her, I said, you know what? If you want one of the PlayStation 4s that we have, I'm sure Adam and I can decide which one
of 'em?
to give it you guys, and you try it out. And if you really like it, then we'll talk about getting you a 5 in the future. But
Man.
For a single parent, like, God, I'm seriously, you guys are just going to keep increasing the prices. This is
Right.
ridiculous.
When you said
And it's
broken Switch or Wiimotes, I'm like, okay, they're not ready for a PS5. That's so, to be honest with you.
No, not like broken like that, but like they're probably from the drift and stuff like that. Because I have a graveyard, a little graveyard of Wiimotes, or not Wiimotes, but
well, not even just that, but
how many do you have?
This back button is broken on 2 out of the 3, and it's not like they're just dropping them. Like it's silly issues that they're having, and drifting
they're not
is
ready
one of the
for a
problems.
PS5.
I disagree, but
my PS5 controller has drift too.
Well, yeah, I told you they fixed it. The first gen controls was there was a hardware issue. They fixed that issue. Just buy a new controller.
I did, but like that's kind of weak. They should send me a new controller.
Oh, we fixed it. Buy a new controller.
Yeah, can I have one, please?
Shut the front door.
I'd like one, please, now.
I don't know. Don't know what to say. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not me. Don't yell at me about it.
That's great and all, but can I have one then that does not have drift for free? Something that works
like
properly.
if you screwed up and now it's my problem to pay for it, that's silly.
First off, he's already well over past the warranty. It's been 2 years, Smitty.
That's so it's dumb.
Like, so you can't. I mean, you can't really be mad at that. Well, you can't be mad.
Yeah,
at
I absolutely can be mad at it. Yeah,
I will, but still, it's like, come on, just suck it up and just do it.
I've already bought another controller, but now I technically I have one controller that has drift and one that doesn't. And guess who gets the one that doesn't? Daddy. Every time.
Why is Daddy getting it? You need to get
every time.
Well, what's funny hilarious. Too is Harley was like, oh well, Lincoln has Lizard Elsa has PlayStation 5. Maybe I can play it at her house and see if I like it.
No, she doesn't.
Well, she doesn't. Dad does, but maybe he'll let you guys play on it. I don't know. That's
she does. Yeah, they play on it.
You know what I'm planning on doing though? Like I'm planning on getting the purple shell for the PlayStation 5 because I really want. I want to because I always nickname every time I have purple because it's my favorite color. Call it the Grimace.
Grimace, yo, Grimace.
Yeah. And then just have it because I used to have a 3DS. I always called the Grimace, and everyone in the movie knew it was like he had the Grimace. So yeah,
I love it.
I have a purple controller already. Someone gave I got a red one already, a red one already, and then but I was just like, okay, I need to make the change for a purple system. There you go. All right. But there you go. But anyways, yeah, PlayStation sucks. So with the inflation, I mean, but like you can't blame. I guess you could kind of blame them because the logic of it to say, okay, every other country except the U.S. It's not even North America. It's the U.S. because they got Mexico and they got Canada on these inflation deals, which is crazy to me. But anyways, we'll see. Lex, why don't you close this out and tell us what you're bringing to the table?
Well, if you have followed my saga of streaming, you know that Outlast was the first horror game that really got me into the genre. Mm-hmm. They're coming out with another one. Now, have I played 2? No, because I'll be honest, I've seen other people play 2. It's not the best. However, they're coming out with the Outlast Trials. So the gameplay that they show, I did send you a video. It is horrendous, and as they say, mind-numbing terror. Plenty of blood is shed as humans are used as lab rats in Murkoff Corporation's Saw-like tests. In some cases, the tests just look like torture and flat-out murder. The game looks overly graphic, yet also brings about comparisons to BioShock's tone and storytelling conventions. It'll be interesting to see how the narrative sews all of these wild experiments together. Outlast Trials is designed as both a single and a cooperative experience. So I am interested on how they are going to do that. And if you've seen any of these trailers, they are horrifying. I
Outlast was
mean,
a horrifying game.
oh yeah, absolutely. When I played the first Outlast, I was like, hell yeah, this is amazing. But in this one, you get to fight back, which was my gripe. I loved Outlast, but I wanted to be able to fight back against PP Man. And when I say
Mhm.
that, there are naked men that come at you. I don't know why, but they do. And I don't know why they're naked. But it looks intense. It looks horrifying, and I am so excited. I can already tell you, Drago Reaper is gonna be the one that plays co-op with me on this one, and I think we are going to have a blast. But I am interested how it ties the story in all together, because if you've played Outlast, there is a storyline. Uh, but I'll be honest, it's a little lackluster on how it all kind of comes together.
Mhm.
But this one, it seems like it's going to answer all of the questions that you've had throughout the games, that never got answered, if you know what I mean. But it looks exciting. I am so stoked for it. I don't think either one of you are going to want to play this, but
Oh, I'm not gonna
I was
play it. I know that
I
for
was
a fact.
interested on what you guys thought.
No, I mean I like watching people play it because I just don't have the balls to play this. I'm not gonna lie. I do
It's
not have the
okay.
balls to play
I've got
this.
the big PP energy to play. Don't worry. I'll play it for you.
I'll watch you play it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and check it out. But because the first Outlast was already pretty crazy enough as it was, and then remember the expansion? What was it called? Something Steam something. I forgot what it was called, but anyways,
I
the
don't know. I
expansion
don't
of
know
it
if
was
I played
crazy.
it.
Yeah, but it seems like they're not doing the camera mechanic like the first Outlast. So
Yeah.
so I'm actually interested in seeing what they're gonna do with this one. So yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it looks good.
Yeah, and that's it. I was like, that's the only, like, I remember that first one because I think I did play a little bit of the first one, like on PlayStation or something like that. I didn't get very deep into it at all. But that was.
I actually remember where you stopped.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, the first huge scare that you get, you open a door, and as you walk in, a body swings that's been hanging hung by the neck. It swings at you, and it gets everybody who plays it. I remember the terror on your face. You were like, "Nope, I'm done. I'm done. I don't think you got any further than that."
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, just not like, again, like I don't like playing games that stress me out like that. I don't like that kind of stress, especially when if like I don't even have a weapon either. Like, it's like, come on. So like this is a little more intriguing that you actually get to fight back and you're not just running around with a camera. Because those games are too much for me. But I love the fact too that there is a co-op element to this, because if I were to play something like this, I would have a better chance of playing it if I had friends to play it with than me playing by myself. Because not a chance will I play this game by myself. But with friends, and I would be like, oh, yeah. I see too. It says it comes out this year. Did they say a date?
So there's going to be a short closed beta running from October 28th to November 1st.
Nice.
But there are no other release date news shared. So I'm assuming that it's not going to come out until 2023. I will say this. I didn't want to play the second one. I've seen a lot of footage of it. And it frustrated me because, again, you can't fight back. And there are situations where it's like, how am I supposed to get past this if all of these people are coming at me and there's only one way to go? But I think I'll play the second one to get into this one, just so I know what the narrative is.
It makes sense.
To see how it ties in. You know what I mean? But it looks good. I want to know how I can get in for the beta. I would love to play the beta.
I wonder if you go to their website or something like that, they probably have some sort of sign up. You know what I mean? Probably. To be able to get in.
Probably.
I would, yeah, you should take a look. I can't imagine that they wouldn't try to, especially with the co-op aspect to it, during their tests, try to flesh it out a bit and get some, as many people as they can, into it just for testing purposes and whatnot.
I concur. I like that they haven't showed any sort of camera in this one at all. I hated the camera aspect. We all know I will not finish Spider-Man. Why? I don't like taking photos in a game. I don't like it. I don't like it to use the flash. I don't want to. I will literally make Adam stand here. I'm like, okay, you go forward for me with the flash until I can get to a point where I don't need it anymore. When he's a jerk and then he'll try to scare me. But I like that there's no camera. I hate cameras. Please stop putting cameras in games. That is all I ask. Thank you. And that is all.
Oh, man. But that's
I can tell she never played Pokemon Snap.
What's the point? Oh, my God. When I saw what and I'm like, so you just take photos? Why? Why would I want to do that? I'm not a 5-year-old with my first little Polaroid taking pictures of my TV. Absolutely not.
It's a new sensation that it's across the nation. That's what it is.
Stop
it. But yeah, no, I mean, this looks like it's going to be a fun game. It's definitely up your alley. So definitely going to check that out. It's funny, like in October, I was actually thinking about the horror game I should play. And I was thinking about playing what was the name? The one that's like, The Quarry. I'm going to play The Quarry. And see how that's going to be.
I'm running through.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm going to run through the forest for my October game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phoenix Rex.
You might like that.
Phoenix Rex picked it up for me, and I was like, ooh, this will be perfect for October. So I was like, yeah, we'll make that the game. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. But no, very nice.
Yeah, you have to let us know and check and see if they do have beta signups on the thing. But let us know when you do, because I definitely will be watching. Like, this is definitely like, I love watching people play games like this. I just don't personally enjoy playing them myself.
You know what it is? And I was talking to my therapist about this. I love horror games. I love playing them. And she says, why? Don't they stress you out? I said, it just gives me that a little bit of adrenaline to then afterwards, I'm calm as a cucumber when I'm done playing and I can easily go to sleep. Like, it's not one of those where I'm stressed for the rest of the night. Getting scared is my release. And I think that's why I love horror games so much. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way. So,
Yeah. I can see that.
Most definitely. All right. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by and listening to CFG Game Cast. That's episode number 145. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week with another brand new episode. We'll try to be earlier than what we
have
normally
to be
do.
earlier. I got a concert to go to. So
there you go. But if you did miss out on the live episode, that is perfectly okay. We release it on podcast services at the beginning of each and every week on podcasts like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, whatsoever, and so much more. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Ooh.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for stopping by, and be sure to check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out some more awesome content. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.
bye.